So, Clint, welcome. I've done all the intros, explained your briefly your upbringing, WATG, multidisciplinary, clients, left, right, and center, Blink Design. Tell us today, Clint, where you are and how things are there.
Well, I'm home in Bangkok. I've lived here for the last 15 years. This is my home. It's been my home. We are sort of coming out, hopefully, of a scenario where we've had an increase in cases, but it's a great country. It's quite easy to move around. So, we've been fortunate enough to be able to travel to beaches for some long holidays. But, I can't wait to pack my bags and get on an airplane to go outside the country. That's something on my to-do list very soon.
I mean, I imagine, I don't know about you, I mean, flying was kind of like a necessity, but now, it's been so long. I'd love to get on a plane and go anywhere.
I've been having dreams, I think, at least every other night about traveling, and it's really odd.
Well,
Um, I
okay,
can,
it's your life, it's your inspiration, isn't it? Well, for me it is anyway, getting out and about, seeing places.
I
Um,
miss it. I don't miss
yeah,
it.
yeah, we all miss it. Hey, listen, you're in Bangkok, that's where your main office is, but you've also got offices in Singapore and I think Shanghai, is that correct?
Yeah, so we have about 75 people total, but mostly here in Bangkok and in Singapore. A smaller office in Shanghai. Yeah.
Yeah, so very much a sort of Southeast Asian focus to a lot of your work, although you have covered the globe really. How I see on your website, it looks like you're recruiting, which is great news.
We're fortunate. I think COVID for us really was a good thing in a way. We've actually increased our business this past year. I guess from being geographically diverse in terms of our projects and client base. So we've have projects in the Middle East, quite busy through there, throughout Asia, looking at opportunities in the Cayman Islands, Dominican Republic. So they're all waiting on a plane, and I can't wait to finally go to these places.
Yeah, but that's great news, and I think a lot of people are. A lot of the designers I'm speaking to, and many of who've been on the series already, on the way it is, are doing well. Had great years, so long may it continue. Let's just for those who don't know Blink Design, just maybe explain to us your house style, if there is such a thing. People don't like to really ask to answer that question, but how would you describe your design style in a sentence or two?
Yeah, I think there are three things that we always try to embrace in our designs. One is timelessness. That's very important to us. The second is being reflective. And by reflective, I mean, to really reflect not just the location, but the brand. And lastly, the owners. All of our owners are very passionate about their projects. We just had a kickoff meeting yesterday. The owner had written a blog about his vision for the project, and he wants to create this lifestyle. So it's really engaging for us to have opportunities like that. And the last I would say is distill. Distill, the sense of throwing everything in the pot and literally, through our teams, the different studios that we have, really trying to distill the different design elements down, so you end up with a very refined and timeless product. That I think these are the three things that I would say best describes our design style.
Well, maybe we'll see some of those in some of the projects we can talk about, some of your upcoming projects, which is really what I'd like to know about, what you've really been getting onto in the last few months, last year, this busy year you've had. With regard to COVID, just a quick touch on this. How have you found? Obviously, you're busy, but there's a different way of working, right?
I think, I've talked to other designer friends, and I think we all agree that pre-COVID, we were just sort of running around all over the globe and didn't really maybe focus on the things that we should have focused on in terms of design. But yeah, this has brought a lot of clarity for me, at least, to look at design or the process of design and sort of re-examine things and try to look for fresh ways to attack old problems or old situations. And just, it sort of brought a sense of renewal for me. So, we
What sort of changes have you sort of made or seen or tried to implement?
really listening. I mean, we spend, because you can't go there physically, and it's always easy to engage with a client when you're sitting across the table. But we've made it a point to for now, especially, to really try to listen to our clients and understand what they're trying to tell us, what do they want in projects. So that you know, it was easier when you went there and you could have a drink and just really you know, shoot the breeze, so to speak, like we're doing here. But it's just sort of getting to know a client, and then you sort of get to know the nuances without having to really understand exactly what they're saying.
So listening a bit more, something I think we could all do with. And what about the change in the actual design itself? I mean, do you find there's changes that your owners are requesting because of COVID, or not at all, just like business as usual?
It's for the most part been business as usual. We do get some requests for clients asking to consider, you know, separation of tables, etc. But all the projects are opening, you know, not this year or within the near future, but also, you know, 4 years from now or so. So I think it's all with the understanding that at some point we'll have a better handle of the COVID situation.
Let's hope so.
I hope so too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think exactly. These are long-term plays, so many of the owners are, you know, really sort of a long-term situation. I think there's flexibility issues I see there with regard to, for example, lighting and the densities therefore of tables. If you're fixed lighting in a restaurant, that might sort of alter things potentially. So I'm guessing people might change things there. Also, maybe materials and surfaces that are more easier to clean and what have you would make people and guests feel a bit safer, perhaps.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So listen. Let's take a look at some of your projects, because the first I'd like to look at is the Raffles Maldives Meradhu Resort in Maldives, and I'm pleased to say that this has been shortlisted in the resort category for the Head Asia 2021 awards coming up in September in Singapore. So firstly, congratulations. Firstly, thank you for entering. Secondly, congratulations on getting shortlisted. That's an achievement in itself. And with a bit of luck, Clint, will see you in Singapore in September, perhaps picking up one of our beautiful trophies. Tell us a little bit about the project.
Well, I think just, you know, for starters, you know, we're honored to just be considered a finalist. I think, you know, there are obviously some great projects that we are shortlisted with, some from very well-known firms.
And while we're on that, let me just entice the audience here. We've got the Aman Kyoto, one and only in Desaru, Malaysia, and the Park Hyatt Niseko in Hokkaido, North Japan. So those are the guys you're up against. That's just in the resort category. Carry on. Sorry, Clint.
That's pretty tough competition. So, but you know, we like what we did. You know, we actually are fortunate that we got to redo our old project, which was Jumeirah Maldives, converted that to the Raffles. You know, it really embodies that sense of colonialism, as you can see in the Singapore property, the first property of Raffles. You know, it's idyllic. It reflects the very easy lifestyle of being in the Maldives. The villas are spacious. You know, they're, I think, over 200 square meters for a one-bedroom villa. Even the bathrooms are quite large in themselves. So it's really sort of very spacious, which is really what luxury is about nowadays.
Yeah, space is one of the biggest luxuries, I think. Well, listen, good luck with that one. Tell us, you've got some other projects coming up. I mean, new openings. You've been working a bit hard. What about, I've got here also listed down the Roku rather, in Kyoto. This is a new Alex R hotel for Hilton, a new brand. Tell us a little bit about the brand and how you may be dealing with this new brand creation for this particular project.
Yeah, so the Roku sits literally across the road from the Aman Kyoto.
Okay.
It's next to a 300-plus-year-old garden, which is quite nice. 115 keys, quite intimate. You know, we had a great client. They really listened to us. We really worked cohesively together. Yeah, and the greatest thing about Japan, or the construction quality, is just, you know, unbeatable as far as I'm concerned. It's intimate. The design tells the story of sort of the tea culture. It's, you know, we're excited. It opens, I think the soft opening is end of the month. Unfortunately, we can't be there, but we've been invited to the virtual opening, remote. I guess that's second to none. So we'll see.
So this is also a resort, effectively. It's up in the mountains, I think.
Yeah, it's sort of nestled in the valleys. It's more of a resort than a city hotel.
Yeah. Okay. Lots of stuff going on in Kyoto right now. That's for sure. Several shortlistings for Kyoto hotels in the Head Awards, and perhaps we'll see this one in next year's shortlist. Okay. So I've also got another, basically a relaunch of a brand. You've got the Regent Phu Quoc in Vietnam coming up soon. And just a quick word on that one. With luck, Clint, you'll be with us at Sleeper Sessions in Da Nang in Vietnam in October. And there you're going to give us a little presentation, if you like, of this Regent Hotel. So tell us a little bit about that project now in advance of that meeting at Sleeper Sessions.
Yeah, I've got my bags packed already, by the way. But
Me too.
just to tell you now, so Regent Phu Quoc, it's quite a considerably sized resort. This all started, we listened to Chairman Viet, of BIM Group, who drew this really simple sketch on a piece of paper of two lakes and blocks around it, and that was his vision. He really wanted to have 100% ocean view and these two lakes. So when you go there, you'll see how we've sort of transformed that in his vision into reality. The owners have been great. This will be Regent's first new opening under the new brand and branding under ISG. So I'm sure they're excited too, as equally as we are. The styles, it's not what we're used to as Regent, what we all know as the Regent brand, which Stephen Pan had run for so many years out of Taiwan. This is sort of the opposite, where it's more to do about more is more, opulence. So this is sort of our take on opulence. We're not a bling bling kind of a firm, although the name is Blink, but it's in subtle ways. It's sort of our interpretation of what a Regent would be.
And so you think, and then this is what Regent wants to be. He wants to sort of go for this quite opulent, luxurious statement hotel, if you like.
Yeah, so that's the new DNA that we're working on. We're actually working on a second one currently, in a city somewhere in Asia. So, we're fortunate. Yeah, resort and urban. So let's see. It's fun.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to see that hotel, that brand coming back. So, good luck with that. And that's an expected opening this year, I believe. Is that right?
End of the year, yeah.
End of the year. Okay. Well, hopefully we'll hear more about that from you at Sleeper Sessions in Da Nang. What else have you got on the cards? I've got a list here that you sent me. Which ones would you like to take a quick look at? Fullerton?
Yeah, Fullerton Ocean Park. That opens hopefully end of the year as well, if not early next year. It's the Fullerton brand from Singapore.
So this, right?
Sorry?
This is Hong Kong, Fullerton
Correct.
Ocean Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sort of reimagining what that would look like. It's a very interesting location. It's on the backside of Hong Kong Island, near Ocean Park, obviously. It's more of a urban resort, but in a very relaxed sense. We had to sort of attract people to come to the backside of Hong Kong, to get away, escape the city. But we're not in a beach setting per se. So, I think you'll find a much more relaxed, understated sense of luxury.
And just describe the hotel. It's quite a big one, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a large number of keys. I don't remember the exact count. I think it's over 400. But we, have sort of conceived the lobby, has got this great panoramic views over the sun, overlooking the water, as a very sort of a tropical environment. That there are lots of trees in there, fans, and a lot of abaca, which is a great raw material for screening. So it's a very relaxed environment that we're trying to convey.
This week, I'd like to say now, thank you very, very much indeed for joining me today on The Way It Is with Clint Nagata. Clint, it's been great talking to you. Great to see you. And I really look forward to seeing you in real life very soon. Thanks for joining.
Thanks, Guy.
Cheers. Take care.